Did you know that there are multiple ways to earn on Benable? And the crazy thing is I'm surprised I haven't seen many people talk about it. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you 5 ways that I've discovered how to earn on Benable passively and non-passively. So if you're new to this channel, if you're new to Benable, what I'll be discussing is me ranking these 5 things from easiest to the most time invested. Of course, we know with passive income, anything related to passive income, marketing, digital marketing, things of that nature, you will be putting in work initially. But the beautiful thing about passive income is that the moment you put something out there, whether it's content, whether it's a recommendation of anything that has a monetary gain behind it, the work is already done for you with the way the platform allows you to monetize it from. So here's the thing. With Benable, you recommend anything you could possibly think of, things that require an affiliate link to it versus something that doesn't require an affiliate link. You add those lists or those recommendations to your list, and then you share that publicly for people to review. With that, you get engagement, you get comments, you get interactions of any sort, you get questions, just like as if you were on social media, on any platform, essentially. So once that has already been circulating, populating in the trendings tab, populating in whatever designated category it may fall under, you will find that you may get some cash back from that recommendation. So once that has been established, Benable has allowed it to where it constantly stays in rotation, especially if it's in the trending tab. You will see a lot of faces that may be familiar to you, and that is a key sign that lets you know that they know what they're doing as far as getting their list optimized to being on the platform. So these 5 things is going to start with the easiest to the most invested, and then I've added a 5-star or 1 to 5-star experience based on what I have experienced while on the platform. So ranking from easiest to most invested, and then ranking from a 1 to 5-star experience based on what I have personally put effort into as far as creating on the platform. Now, just a disclaimer, I am not affiliated with Benable as getting sponsored. I don't have any affiliates with Benable outside of the multiple brand affiliates that they offer. I am not an employee of Benable. This is literally giving my contribution back to the community who wants to learn more from a person who actually uses the platform. So with that being said, let's start with number 1, which is the low-hanging fruit, the easiest to start, low barrier entry, which is creating your list. So that should come easy to you simply because there are things that you personally recommend that you do, that you like, whatever products you enjoy, services you enjoy, places you like to visit, anything that comes to mind, you can add on Benable. So as far as the experience doing the list, I think I have like at least 24 lists, I believe, that are already optimized. And on my profile, you will not be able to see it as a user, but on the back end, you will see as a creator, you have the optimized list green button or badge that is attached to the list that you've created. So essentially, once that list starts populating, people start engaging with it, you will notice cashback coming from those lists with the respect to engagement. Now, I, as a user, will admit that I don't have Benable figured out completely. Is it something that I plan to quote unquote say like I'm on an investigative track to understand how their algorithm works? Not necessarily, because I don't want it to be one of those things where I take advantage and then try to have a monetary gain behind it. For me, this is because I actually enjoy it, but it would be nice to know. It would be nice to actually receive more based on knowing a little bit more. Let's just say that. Hint, hint. So with that being said, of course, 5 stars, hands down, because it's me putting out what I enjoy to put on Benable. Number 2, The cashback notification, once you create that list, that cashback notification you may get, I believe specifically through mobile, because that's how I've received the notifications. I am able to get a percentage via Benable to share to my Instagram stories. Of course, that is a way to help Benable share or help promote Benable through your stories, where your friends on IG can see what you have going on behind the scenes. And maybe with them joining through your invite link from your story, that may recruit more people to be on the list. Here's the backstory to that. If you join via a link, you are able to receive a percentage back once you create a list. Don't quote me on that. I'm thinking things off the top of my head. This lets you know I'm being raw and real about all of things that I'm doing on the platform and what I recall. So definitely double check if you are really interested in joining Benable. Now, as far as the experience, I'm going to rank that a 4. And the reason why is because you don't know when that cashback notification is going to come through. It's going to come at random. And then I decided to test things out. Here's the kicker. I've noticed, like, let's say you haven't been on the platform for a few days. You hadn't thought to check your notifications. You do get an email. You do get a push notification through mobile. But with that being said, you might have not known that you could have the opportunity to get an additional cashback by sharing it to your IG page. So the idea behind being on top of that would be very good, but sometimes you may miss it. So I've noticed for a few days, just to see how long it would take for the chance of me missing out on that opportunity if I wasn't paying attention. And it seems to be at least maybe a 3-day window where they'll send another courtesy message to say, hey, by the way, you've got cash back. You have an opportunity to get additional cash back by sharing on your IG page. So with that being said, you are able to get cash back from the recommended list, and then at the same time have more cash back by sharing on your IG story. So I would say about a 4-star ranking for doing that. Number 3. So of course, remember I mentioned in IG about people joining through your link. Let's say they didn't see your list from your IG page. They happen to see it in a recommended list on Benable, not a recommended list on Benable, a recommended list from your threads, from your IG profile, from an article, from anything else that you post online, from Facebook, wherever you post, wherever that recommended list is, even just by word of mouth, literally, you are able to get people to join. And then once they join, I don't believe you get commission off the bat from just joining. I don't believe that's a thing anymore. If it was, I believe some people were at one point, but I don't think that's a thing anymore. So don't count on that. But at the same time, like I said, this is for educational purposes only. You will also get an additional percentage for that month. And you will see on your dashboard the additional percentage. I believe it's about 30%, up to 30%. So up to 30%. And it's off of a tiered ranking. So you may have a set amount of people to join at a 10 mark amount, a 20 mark amount, a 30 mark amount. So because you were able to get another recruit, once you meet that benchmark, you're able to get a certain amount of percentage for that month. Now, of course, what's the star ranking? For me, I would put that at about maybe a 3, because you don't know when you're going to get somebody to join your list, join your link as well. You can also have it in your newsletter. You can have it in your email. However you go about it, there are multiple ways to get people to recruit and join, but it's not guaranteed. But what I do like about Benable is that Benable also looks out for that person. So there's another way you could share to the person who might be curious and say, Benable offers a certain percentage to that person once they create their first list. And then I have one more for you. Participating in contests. Who doesn't love a biddable contest? I personally love their fall contest. This is my second rodeo trying to participate just to see how things go, because the previous year was my first time rolling. Well, I think I'm a little over a year now, but when I first started and I joined at the top of the spring season, and it was really fun, of course, because it was the first time actually joining. So I decided to participate in their fall contest, which was also enjoyable. Now, if I had to choose between the two, being that this is my second rodeo for spring and fall, I'm going to say I thoroughly enjoy the fall contest. It's just something about the fall contest. It brings more warmth, but at the same time, that's that random the probability and statistics. You don't know if you're going to win. So with that being said, do not be discouraged, because everything about Benable is fun. Everything about Benable is authentic to you. So there should not be any way to feel down or discouraged about not earning as we'd like. Speaking of which, are there ways that you've learned that works out easier for you with Benable? Are there other ways that you have found creativity with creating your list and plugging it elsewhere on other platforms in order to make things more enjoyable and find good feedback from people who join you through your other platforms? Let me know. And then, so my ranking for that would be a 2. Probability and statistics. So the effort to do it is much more. Whether you are participating in their lists from, I think they have like 6 categories on average, I believe. What I did notice in both years is that they have honorary mentions. I haven't seen honorary mentions in a while. They actually post their winners through their IG stories. I think the previous year they also shared via email. I don't recall seeing that this year, so they may be making some changes as the platform continues to grow. I've seen a lot of growth with Benable, especially now them doing their creator meetups. So it's something to definitely look forward to. Now, of course, the more engagement that you do, the more interactions that you have within the platform, as well as participating in other things like IG stories, whatever posts that they have online, things that they do outside of Instagram, of course, the platform itself, a lot of things to consider. But that's fun work. That's not work. So speaking of work, don't quit your day job. Don't quit your day job. I'm not even trying to be funny. Don't quit your day job. But it's fun. And it's supposed to be that way, essentially. My friend introduced me to Benable, and I was a little apprehensive at first, because why do I want to jump into it? Besides the benefits that they said, that's not something that originally I was interested in. But once I was comfortable to jump into seeing what it's like, getting my feet wet, just giving things a try, I thoroughly enjoy Benable. And then lastly, I did say 5. So the 5th, you have the opportunity to become an ambassador. Now, you remember me saying that I was not an ambassador. And the reason why I made that disclaimer is because I, in fact, am not an ambassador, but with gratitude, I was offered the opportunity to be an ambassador of Benable last year. And at the time, it was not in favor of me being able to extend myself in a way that I knew that they needed. And so therefore, I made that ultimate decision to politely decline. But I also told them that I will be thoroughly interested if the opportunity circles back again. As more time is required of me to invest in what their needs are, who knows, things might be different for me. But my goal, just like I'm quite sure a lot of you all with Benable, is with their offers that they say their claim is that they help creators get closer to brand partners and brand deals, especially related to things of their interest, and especially niche creators and UGC creators. I have a friend who was able to get a brand collab. I've seen people on Benable through their IG posts that they have had brand collabs. So big shout out to them. My goal, of course, would be yoga related. I've seen a user who was able to get a Lululemon top, I think, which was very awesome. Mine would be like a little mini mat or something like that. And that's not just to be opportunistic or nothing. Like, if you've ever tried Lifeform, if you've ever tried their mats, listen, a mini mat, just something, a travel mat, whatever. Listen, that would be me. I am a yoga teacher, and I took a long time to invest in a mat. This is my brand of choice. Their mat is so grippy. I believe that if I chose any other mat, it might be slightly biased. I am open to trying many mats, but I did a lot of studying and research before I decided to go and invest with that brand. So with that being said, like, I'm looking forward to getting a brand opportunity with them, as well as participating in one of their creator events for sure, just to get that experience, because that's something that I haven't experienced as well. And from what I've seen, they look a lot of fun. So outside of that, my experience, I cannot rank number 5 with a 5-star or 1 to 5-star experience, but I know it's guaranteed because, of course, it's an opportunity. So hopefully this helped with giving you an idea on what to expect as far as opportunities to get paid on Benable. If you're curious to know about how much it costs in order to cash out, it's an $80 limit in order for you to cash out. But with the respect of the things that you recommend, I'm quite sure certain things will be easier compared to others in order to get closer to that benchmark. So that's all I have for you today. But with that being said, what's been the easiest way for you to earn so far while being on the platform? If you're new to Benable and you want to join, please join through my invite link. I may get a small commission, but that's not my goal with sharing these videos. My ultimate goal is to help others and in the community to find holistic ways to continue to be well. And through Benable, this is part of my way of giving back to you all. If you want to join with Benable, please join with my invite link 6B4W7. Also, if there's more that you want to go in a deep dive with in how to leverage your Benable, definitely check out this video here. And in the meantime, be well, and I will see you on the other side.